Hello, I'm Greg Harrison with USDA Market News Service here in St. Joe, Missouri with your national feeder cattle summary this week. Compared to last week, yearling cattle trading fully steady to $5 higher, and there's some instances through the northern plains where they're up to $6 to $10 higher, with most advanced still continuing to be on the heavy feeders over 800 pounds and in some cases over 900 pounds. Demand remains very good for yearlings as the draw of higher fed cattle prices last week and higher feeder cattle futures have helped support these prices that we're seeing. Steer and heifer calves this week trading steady to $5 higher in markets where they are fully tested, and that being mostly through the Midwest and through the Southeast regions. Cash fed and feeder cattle prices continue to outdo expectations at this time. The insistence of bearish fundamentals that have concerned some of us in the industry, plentiful supplies of pork and poultry, larger fed cattle supplies, heavier carcass weights. Right now this is not affecting that. We have excellent early pasture conditions which should limit feedlot replacements activity along with tight feeder cattle supplies. Receipts were light this week on Monday at National Stockyards in Oklahoma City, where they sold just a few over 4,000 head as severe storms and heavy rains have caused flooding throughout much of the state, and this is hampering movement and shipping of cattle coming off graze out wheat pastures. On Wednesday at the OKC West in El Reno, they sold over 7,600 head of feeder cattle with a little over 1,000 head of 950 pound steers averaging 921 pounds, sold with a weighted average of a little over $2 a pound. Replacement quality heifers still remain in good demand, as in Wednesday in Torrington, Wyoming, they sold a part load of heifers averaging 747 pounds, sold on a per head basis of $1,810 per head. That's a little over $2.42 a pound. And 77 head weighing 777 pounds, sold for $1,850 per head, coming in just a tick under $2.38 a pound. Choice box beef prices this week continue to be a bright spot and refusing to cool its heels before Memorial Day weekend, as choice product on Wednesday closed with impressive gains of $2.21 higher, closing at $263.17 on choice product, and that was the highest close since January 14th of this year. Then on Thursday, hitting new highs, box beef closed at $264.74, up $1.57. So good moves this week on box beef. We have Memorial Day and Father's Day coming up and 4th of July and fast approaching us, and we have good grilling season ahead of us. Hopefully beef demand should remain good over the next 40 days. USDA this week on Tuesday released its grain stocks report and had U.S. ending corn stocks for the 2015-16 season coming in at 1.746 billion bushels of corn, and that's based on 13.6 billion bushels of corn production for this coming year, with an estimated average yield of 166.8 bushels per acre for the coming corn crop. This new corn crop ending stocks estimate is down from last year, which was at 1.851 billion bushels, but this is all within trade expectations. Looking at a little bit on the avian bird flu outbreak has affected 16 states, and with USDA-AMS Agricultural Analytics Division estimated as of May the 8th that 28,700,000 birds have been lost. And despite news from USDA's Analytic Division, corn traders have kind of really ignored the reduction in corn usage at this point, with lost corn consumption coming in at 630,000 bushels per week. The impact on feed demand remains overall small, but with this being constantly in the headlines and concerns of more poultry losses, this will be closely watched. Corn plantings were very good again this past week and very impressive, with 75% of the corn crop now completed. That's up from 55% the week before and compared to the 5-year average of 57% completed. Iowa's at 83% completed, Illinois 88%, Nebraska 76%, Minnesota at 95% completed. Eastern Corn Belt still lags behind but made good progress last week, with Indiana now at 52%, Ohio Ohio at 55% completed. Looking at some regional weighted averages in the north central region on feeder steers weighing 700 to 800 pounds, about $6 higher than last week at $234.90, and 800 to 900 pounds trading $2 higher at $212.88. South Central region 500 to 600 pounds, about $5 higher, averaging $274.39. 600 to 700 pounds, $6 higher, averaging $247.34. 700 to 800 pound steers $3 higher at $222.66, and 800 to 900 pounds also $3 higher at $208.01. In the southeast region, steers weighing 400 to 500 pounds, $2 higher at $281.78, and 500 to 600 pounds trading mostly steady at $255.22. And this has been your market news that we have for you this week. Be back with you next week. Talk to you then.